Hi, everybody, and welcome to Your City, Your County. We're very pleased to have two guests with us today, and we have seen them before, so we're glad to see that they're back once again. And we have on my left, which would be, maybe you're right, I don't know. Anyway, I have problems with this. Anyway, over here is Braylon Dempsey, and she's the young adult librarian and the cataloger for the library here in Algoma.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. And also we have Diana Vliss, who is the children's librarian, and we welcome you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
for having us again.
Well, you bet. It's always good to have familiar people here, so familiar faces. Thank you. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about what's going on in the library these days.
Yes, we're very excited. It's summer, so we start our summer library program, and our theme for this summer is Oceans of Possibilities. And it's kind of interesting because today is World Oceans Day, too.
Oh,
so it
nice.
kind of is fitting with what we're doing for our theme.
Well, we kind of have an ocean out there. I mean, it's
We
called
do.
Lake Michigan. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
it's kind of an ocean. You know.
Exactly.
Minus
And
the salt.
Yes,
Yeah, minus the
exactly.
salt,
So
unsalted.
maybe even better.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we're excited, and we are going to use the lake a little bit in our programming because we have to. It's a big body of water right next to us.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay. Well, that
yeah.
sounds like a good theme. Now, I noticed you have certain summer offerings. Let me kind of go back and forth between you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And perhaps you can share with us some of the events. Today's date, by the way, is June 8th, the day that we're recording this. And so some of these events could possibly have taken place if you watch it later in the month, or some of them maybe not so much.
Yeah.
So it'll give you a good concept there. Let me start off with you, Braylon. What are some of the first events that we can expect over at the library? And these are mostly for kids, right?
We try to gear a lot of our summer reading program towards family-based programming, something that can get everybody in the family, regardless of age, involved. We do tend to have some that are geared more towards adults or teens or very much specific to kids, but generally the most common age group is family. And some of the things, we've already had a few very successful programs that we've put on. We started with a kickoff on the 6th, so that was well attended, and we've had a lot of people registering after the fact. And then we had rock painting yesterday, and it was fun seeing, that one was geared more towards kids, where there's going to be a second rock painting later in the, I think in the same month, for teens and adults, where I believe, I can't remember her last name, but Abby Collins, she came and she led the rock painting, and it was so much fun seeing the kids because they had an option of some pre-stenciled ones, and then they could just go for it on their own if they wanted, and those were really well received. And we have some more like it coming up. I know Mrs. Vliss and I are working in tandem on quite a few of them that we want to gear towards family but needs extra hands. Like we have a water marbling program coming up, and a bubbles games where we're just trying to encourage families to come try something new that you haven't tried. Both of those are going to be outdoors as long as weather allows it. But then we have some more structured programs coming up and lots of speakers. And
What about the rock paintings? What happens? Do they take those home, or do they leave them around the county? Or
yeah, they will be able to take them home eventually because of the nature of how we were running it. They painted it in the library, then they leave it so it can dry, and then Abby so generously is going to spray them with, I don't know what kind of coating, but a coating that'll keep it from chipping away after somebody takes it home, and then later in the week somebody can come and pick up for the child that made their rock. So
I like the idea of the one that's stenciled, because I'm not very good. Could you put numbers on them or anything as to what color each thing?
No, you get to decide that as,
get-
as the
oh,
painter.
That's
so,
pretty good.
Yeah,
That's all
so
right.
they had a stencil drawn onto the rock, and then they just got to pick the colors and paint how
Oh,
they
that's
wanted
good.
it. So it's at least for the
Because,
children.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think that would be for
Yeah.
me. I'm such a terrible artist, but I admire
Oh, no.
anybody who knows how to do that sort of thing. What are some of the other events? I noticed that you said water marbling.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is
Yes.
water marbling?
I'm going to let Braylon talk about that
Okay.
because that's hers.
All right. That's your expertise.
Well, not my expertise. I won't claim that at all. But water marbling is a lot of people use either paper or silk. That's some of the stuff that they do. It's laying ink on the top of water and then dragging the material you're wanting to put a design on over the top of the water to pick up that design. So we're going to be doing a version with paper where you can try like one of the more original kind of concepts where it's putting ink on paper, then laying your paper on top of it and then capturing that image. And then also we're going to be trying some nail polish too, because that's something we've seen on multiple platforms, people trying to see like what would water marble, what can you use to water marble. So we're just wanting everyone to come and try it out, see what we'll have some supplies that are already there. We'll have plenty of paper, like we have some squares of paper, but we also have some ceramic tiles that people can try with the nail polish. So yeah, we're really excited. Anything crafting that gets you thinking, what do I want it to look like? And what can my family try and make together? Like, those are the things that really make us excited about the summer.
Yeah, that's great. I remember in, I don't know, I think it was 7th or 8th grade or something, dropping wax into water and seeing what kind of forms it would be melted wax. And then I remember also we used to take crayons and as kids and put them on the radiators.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the janitor liked that very much.
Maybe not. maybe
Probably
not.
not, but we enjoyed it. It was
Yeah,
fun. You see it
yeah.
dribble down.
It's
It
an
was great.
experiment.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's probably part science and probably part art.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Can you tell me about some of the other activities
Yeah,
that will
well,
be taking place?
We talked about bubbles. That's one of the things we're going to do as well. We're going to have bubbles in different forms, different ways that kids could make bubbles. We plan to have big ones, maybe a kiddie pool full of bubbles that they could use to make big ones. And we have smaller, different kinds of wands and using your hands, different ways to explore with bubbles as well. And we hope to have 2 different recipes of bubbles that they can compare and say, oh, this works better, and give them some ideas of how they can explore with bubbles.
So not only is it, having fun with art and stuff, but it's really science. It has to do
Exactly.
with physics and everything else.
Yeah, that's always our goal. We want to teach a little bit with our programming as well. We want kids and families to see that there are a lot of fun ways to learn.
Yeah.
And we try to give people good ideas of things that they can do.
Sure, and if
So-
you more surprise them and don't say, "Oh, this is physics,"
Yeah.
Exactly.
this is just fun, and you'll learn in another 10 years,
Exactly.
what you're really doing here.
Yeah, definitely,
Exactly.
definitely.
Sneaking the learning in with
Yes,
the fun.
Yeah.
cool. That's
And
very cool.
Summer should be fun.
Oh, it should
so-
be absolutely.
yeah,
I
so-
agree. Yeah.
And I wanted to mention that also, along with the programs that we're having in person, we know not everyone will be able to do that, but Mrs. Vliss is going to be offering quite a few grab-and-go kits throughout the
Yes.
summer as well that'll encourage people to, if you don't have time to come to our water marbling or our bubbles, there's going to be other things that you can take home and try it at your own time, because we know summer's busy. Everyone's got a lot of stuff juggling, especially when school's out and summer school's out. Like, we wanted to have things that you can enjoy still, even with a busy summer schedule.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, do you do this actually in the library itself? Do you have a room, or do you just do this amongst all the books?
That's a very good question. We kind of use a lot of different venues. This summer we're planning to do a lot of things outside our library, but we have an event on the 29th of June. It's called Dive Into Reading. It's a magic show. That's going to be at the elementary school auditorium. It's going to be a bigger event, so we wanted a bigger space. We're also going to use the chamber this chamber room for a couple of our guest speakers because
Cool.
that will give more room for people.
Mm-hmm.
Our library does have a programming room that we do use for the smaller programs,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we do use the library as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we are trying to use some other things. We also have I should look at that. We have a water safety program that's going to be actually on the lake.
Oh.
The Coast Guard's going to put it on at the marina for us.
That's the one thing I've heard that is so important for people in this area, because truly, I mean, we're surrounded practically by water, and you know, people go out into the water. They should know what, if they're not good swimmers, they should know at least how to life save, or how to save yourself in case you should fall overboard or whatever
Definitely.
should happen.
Definitely. And we're also going to use the beach to have a luau.
Oh, I'm up for that. That's great.
So we're going to be on the beach for that one, but we're going to
Cool.
do a little luau, and we're going to have a food truck come so people can purchase food if they'd like to, and have some games and whatever we can
Wow.
on the beach. So we're going to try and utilize a lot of different places, and our lake is a huge
You know,
part of that.
we talk a lot about festivals and so on,
Yeah.
but boy, this sounds like there's going to be a festival practically every day. You know, the way you're doing
You're
this. I mean,
We wish we could do it every day. We have to be very strategic so that we always
Okay.
know because we try to do as much as we can with our full-time staff of 4. So
okay.
Yeah.
so there's certain times where there's going to be little lulls in our things, but we always try to have passive programs, stuff going on in the library that you can take part in, and just stopping in sometimes. You
Yeah.
never know what you're going to find among our walls of what we've set up for people. So.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, I'm going to have to drive down here every day. I
come
think.
visit.
You know, absolutely. Now, one of the popular things I noticed on your list here is that you have escape rooms. I'm never gone into an escape room because I'm a little claustrophobic and thinking, what if I have to leave the escape room? But it sounds to me like these are kind of virtual, maybe?
We're doing half and
And,
half this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I know I'm the one leading the digital escape room, but my coworker Katie, who is our adult librarian, she's doing our Bermuda Triangle escape room, which has a couple different times that it's going to be offered. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but there's different opportunities for people to come in, and thankfully our room isn't too tiny, so even if you're feeling a little bit claustrophobic for the physical one, we don't jam pack the room with things, so it's
Okay.
it's gonna
I'd
be
like something about the size of a gymnasium, maybe, or a field house.
we might not
Then
be
I
able
think,
to feel
no, not quite that big.
not quite that
No.
big. We would
Okay.
love to, but
All right.
but yeah, so we're gonna have some in person if you want that hands-on experience of what is an escape room like, and then we're also gonna have a digital one that's all gonna revolve around the ecosystem, taking care of our waterways, recycling, and that one's called Who Trashed Our Creek. So again, trying to mix in some of the educational learning with some fun, like how do you get out, what's happening, track down these things, like we love those kinds of things because you don't realize you're doing puzzle games and logic games when you're doing escape rooms
And you do get to find out who poisoned your creek or whatever they did to it.
Yes.
well, that's up to you. That's up to how dedicated
Maybe,
you
but
are.
you're not going to tell me, are you?
I never will.
No.
You'll have to try it.
Yes. What other activities specific events do you have planned?
I probably should mention that we have several speakers this summer for adults. Mostly. Some are geared for families as well, but many are for the adults. And I know I mentioned already the Coast Guard, but we have a speaker. He is actually a retired, he's a retired biologist, and it's the death and life of Lake Michigan. And he'll be speaking on the 13th of June.
Okay.
And another one is we're having somebody talk about Lake Michigan salmon fishery, and that's going to be on the
okay.
28th of of June.
Mhm.
And in July, we're going to have John and Gurmit Walsh speaking about preserving the oceans around the world. So we have quite a few people coming in who are more experts to educate people
Mhm.
and talk with people about different parts of water.
Hmm. So this is going to be for all different types of ages and
Yes.
different interests that people have?
I guess we didn't mention too, part of it is also still a reading program. We want people to sign up and they can read and keep track of their minutes of how long they read, and they can get prizes potentially for reading. So, and we do that for all age levels. So we, babies all the way up. We have a children's program, a teen program, and an adult program. So people can keep track of their reading as well, and I guess our goal is to get people reading in all different
Yeah.
ways. It can
Yeah.
be
I don't know if other people do this. I kind of go in spurts, and I'll go
do too.
certain times. I'll say, "Oh, I really want to read, this material," and then other times I'll go, "I guess I'll watch TV for a while." And I right now I'm getting a little more into reading right now, so that's a good thing. And I think you can learn so much, and you create it in your own mind. You don't have to watch somebody else do the tricks,
Yeah,
or the games on TV or whatever. So
And
it's good.
one of the nice things about the summer reading program is that people can kind of pick and choose what aspects of it they want to take part in. Somebody could sign up for the reading portion and never step foot in a program. They just want to read and track their reading and potentially get a little prize at the end for reading. And some people won't even sign up for the reading portion, but they want to take part in these programs and see the speakers. And either one is totally fine. And I think all of us can identify with going through spurts, because you need to find those things that catch your attention, which is one of the reasons why the libraries and libraries across the country are pushing more and more that reading however you like reading is good reading. So graphic novels, newspaper articles, magazines, audiobooks, it's all reading. You're all of them are engaging your brain on this story and plot and information that you're trying to absorb. So during the summer, it's the perfect time to go through spurts and be like, I want to do audiobooks, or I want to read these news articles, or I like this nonfiction book, I'm going to try that, or I've never picked up a graphic novel, what are those about? So it's like, those are the things that we're trying to encourage people of all ages to remember throughout the summer months is there's so much going on, there's so many places to be, the schedules are full, but making little moments for reading how you like to read is so important.
Yeah, I know when computers came out that a lot of people said, "Oh, nobody's going to want to ever go to the library again because I can get all this stuff on the computer." What's your answer to that?
Yes, you can get books in many different ways, but the library actually gives you an opportunity to get books electronically. You can have, we have something called Libby that you can get library books for free on your phone or your laptop or any device you'd like, your Kindle, and you can read books or listen to books
Yeah.
digitally for free.
Okay.
And many of the books that people get other ways they have to pay for. So here's an opportunity. Some people, we have patrons who only use our e-resources. So they just sign up for their card. They do have to come in once to sign up for the card, but once they're signed up, they don't have to come to the library, but they can take advantage of the library.
Yeah.
So there's other ways to get your materials.
It sounds great that you've incorporated that into the traditional, let's go walk to the library and read a book or something like that, or we'll look at a reference book, or we'll look at something we can take from the library.
Yes,
So
definitely.
that's great.
Yeah, so
Good.
we're trying to reach people in many different ways, I
That's-
guess.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Now, I saw from this, which is the outdoor movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes.
Whoever would like to,
Okay.
or both of you.
Well, every summer we offer one outdoor movie. And in Algoma, that's a good thing because we really don't have movie opportunities for people to come to. And we have it at Legion Park where Shanty Days is, the park there. And we have a company that comes and sets up a screen.
Wow.
People, we offer popcorn with it. and people can come and watch the movie. And it's last year was a big success. We had a good turnout. The weather was good. But our CDC in Algoma actually sponsors it for us. They pay for it for us. So we're grateful for that. And yeah, it's an opportunity for families to come and watch a movie, sit
That's
outside, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a good turnout. Sing 2 is a movie some kids have already seen, but we're excited that we can offer it again, and it's free and a great opportunity for a family to come and yeah, we're excited about that.
So it's Sing 2.
Yes.
And it's July 22nd, 2022.
Right, it's a
and
Friday night, yep.
Down near the water.
Yeah, yeah. So we're excited about that too.
Yeah, I think that's great. Looks like fun.
And one thing I wanted to mention in relation to it is it's the day after the last day that you can turn in tickets for the children and the teen event. So once everyone turns in their tickets on the 21st, then we all get to celebrate with the movie on the 22nd.
Our grand finale.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What a great
Excited
way.
about that.
Yeah. What other activities do you have that maybe I haven't thought about?
One more
Well,
thing
a
we
lot
should,
of activities.
One more
I
thing
am-
we should mention about for summer is our teen yoga program too.
Yeah, thank you so much for mentioning that.
Yeah.
So our library is going to be partnering with the Roots Healing and Yoga Studio here in town, run by Jamie Schmiling, and we're collaborating, and we're going to be offering a limited slot yoga session, I guess, and we're really excited about it because Jamie and I had sat down to talk about what our intentions were with having this program for teens, because like I said, a lot of the summer we will gear towards family, trying to make it as family inclusive as possible, but this one we wanted for teens because not all teens have access to pay for a studio lesson to go to yoga, and things like yoga and physical activity and spirituality and anything like that, and meditation, that's not something that everybody has access to right away when they're growing up. There's so many things teens have to juggle that maybe somebody would like to try it but doesn't have an outlet to try it. So we're really excited to be doing that one. Let me remind myself of the date. On the 23rd at 1. But teens do have to sign up since it is with the Roots Healing.
And a limited number.
Yeah, we have a limited amount of slots. But we're really excited to do that because it's just another aspect of things that maybe we don't all get to try until later in life.
And I know as a teenager, I would have felt intimidated,
Yeah.
you know, by being with people that I would consider old. I don't consider them old anymore, but I did at one time. They were old, but no, I can certainly see how a teen would feel, you know, not comfortable being with older people.
Yeah, if you want to just try it with a friend, just come sign up, and we have some permission forms that need to be filled out, just some T's that need to be crossed and I's that need to be dotted, but then all you have to do is show up and be ready to have an open mind and try it out.
Sounds cool. Sounds like a good beginning, and some way you can check into things before you get beyond that stage.
Yeah.
I know I would have loved to have that kind of opportunity when I was a teenager, for someone to be like, hey, come try yoga. No pressure, just come
at
try
the
it.
library.
Yeah,
The
at
library.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when I went to a library, it was always, shh, Bob, be quiet, keep it down, don't make any noise. Library like that at all anymore?
We try to keep it down so
Uh-huh.
it's not too crazy, but
Yeah.
no, we talk.
So no
in normal
yelling,
ways.
probably, in the
Right,
library.
right.
Okay.
Every once in a while, we have to hush the kids down a
Uh-huh.
little, whatever. But
Oh, yeah.
it's not a silent place anymore, and I think that's okay. We still have people that come in and read, and we have people that want quieter spaces, which they can find in the library. But we also have a lot of little children that come in and want to play with our trains and play with some of the toys we have, and
Yeah,
so we get a good mix. We do have noise.
that's good.
It is.
Yeah, as long as
Yeah.
it's not disturbing other people.
Yes, and that's always a balancing act of
Yeah.
in our
Yeah.
small space. But we,
Yeah.
yeah.
How many books do you have any idea how many books you have at the library?
Ooh, that is
I
an
suppose
excellent
well,
question. That's a good trivia question.
you can come back
revolving.
next time
Yeah.
after you've
that
counted
would be
them.
that would be good because
and
that's
you
a
can
good
share that with
question.
me.
I know I've seen many different numbers throughout our years at the library, but I don't know what the updated one is.
Yeah, that would be an oh my
Okay.
goodness! Now I want to know.
I should have
We'll
asked
put
you
that
that
as a trivia
no,
question.
before we
No,
went
it's
on
good.
here. I should have
No,
asked
that's
you
an
that.
I've done that
no. It's a
answer.
very good
Okay,
question.
good,
And
okay.
it changes all the time.
Oh, I'm
but
sure. And
yeah.
and I'm also thinking, of course, people can say, oh, I'd like to get this book that you might not have at the library physically,
Yes.
but that they can get it.
Yes.
How
yes.
does that work?
We have 49 libraries that are a consortium of libraries together. So if somebody comes in and asks for something that's not in our library, we can get it from another library very easily.
Okay.
We transport books from library to library, and a delivery service brings our materials. So we can, every day people come in and ask for things that we don't have, but we can get them for them in a fairly quickly manner. So it's nice. It's nice because we're too small to have everything.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
That's the thing about a library. You
Yeah.
know, that you are limited to size unless you're like the Smithsonian or
Exactly.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do have, Appleton is one of our libraries, and Appleton is a large library, so we have good resources to
Okay,
help
I'm going
get
to
us there.
assign that to you for next time to count all the libraries and all the books that are in each library.
Well, I know it's,
Oh.
And
Each library.
we do have,
you
we
can
do
start
have,
out if you'd like with just
Algoma.
Algoma, but then I'm expecting a little
we
more
do have
later.
49 in our consortium,
Okay.
so I can answer that much.
Yes.
But so that,
Okay,
You're
well,
really
that's a good
testing our
start.
You are.
Yes, I
resourcefulness.
am.
but
Well,
that's,
you
I guess
know,
we research a lot, so
Yeah,
I guess this
yeah.
is good for us.
we always try and
good.
do this kind of softball style,
Yeah.
but I figured, you know, I'm gonna
We
really
need a little, we need a little extra.
Yeah,
We do.
yeah.
We need a challenge.
Absolutely. In going to find books at the library, I know I had pounded into my head, and I think I mentioned this probably last time you were here, the Dewey Decimal classification system.
Yeah.
And do you still kind of have that, or I know
Yes.
it's probably more electronic now, isn't it? A little bit.
Well, we definitely have both systems playing together. We don't use the old card catalog anymore, so now all of that is digital for sure. But we definitely have the Dewey Decimal system in places where, as of right now, we don't have another system that we've adopted to change it out. It has its purposes. So there's a small portion of our easy readers that have the Dewey Decimal system. All of our adult nonfiction and children's nonfiction use the Dewey Decimal system, and then a few other places here and there where we want people to be able to find it by general topic necessary versus like there's other systems that people use, like there's one called the BISAC system where you break things down by categories where you narrow it down more and more, so like transportation, emergency vehicle, fire truck.
Oh,
But as of right now, the Dewey Decimal System's still doing its purpose. Still doing its purpose at our library. But it's definitely interesting seeing what works and what doesn't work, what's easy to find, what's not as easy to find. And it's not the end-all be-all for organizing libraries. We've seen lots of libraries adapt to other systems that work better for browsability. Browsability is like a hot word in library lingo where you want anybody to be able to go to a shelf and find what they want. So I know that the Dewey Decimal System doesn't necessarily work for browsability, because unless you know what the numbers mean, it's just a number.
Right.
And don't quiz me on it though.
Yes.
No,
You're
I
checking
won't.
our resources
No,
today.
I won't do that. I remember in grade school, though, the librarian was, you know, she'd hammer that into your head. 7 to 7.99, 8
Yes,
to 8.99,
yes.
you know, and then there'd be little categories under that. Oh boy, it got me.
But,
Yeah.
but often we're learning with you, because maybe not no librarian. I'm sure there's a super librarian out there that has every little part of it memorized. But a lot of the time, I'll admit it, that I'm
I
like,
look it
I
up.
know the general idea where it might be, but that's more visual. I'm a visual person, so I'll know what shelf it's on, but I
Yeah.
won't remember the decimal number that goes with it.
Sure,
So
it's over in the northeast corner over
Yes,
there, next
exactly.
to the window.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's good. And if somebody doesn't know the system, you guys are there.
Oh, we're
Right,
happy to
right.
help.
Sure.
We can look it up. We can
Okay.
look it up.
Okay,
We have-
that's good.
Yeah,
If,
yeah.
if I can't find it, I'll be there.
We can look. Sounds good.
Is there anything we haven't covered that would be of interest today, or otherwise we're getting
Forget-
kind
the
of close to
convoy?
the wrap-up time? But
There was just there we could go on and on about
Yeah,
our
we-
programming.
Well, of
but for everything we haven't covered today, we'd love it if people could go to our website or go to one of our social media
Yes.
pages, specifically either the Algoma Chamber of Commerce or Facebook or our website. Those are the places we really put digital resources on what our events are coming up. But another thing I really wanted to mention was we're still utilizing the Beanstack system for
Yes.
people who don't want to necessarily come in and track their reading or want a physical paper to have to keep track of. Beanstack is a digital app that you can either use on your desktop computer or on a mobile device that lets you track your reading as you go. So you don't need the paper, you don't need the registration's still there, but you never have to step foot in the library. So somebody who either maybe has low mobility or still just are just taking a lot of precautions and not necessarily wanting to come to the library,
Sure.
they can still take part in our reading part of our programming and just go to Beanstack. And if there's any questions about Beanstack or how to get on, we're happy to take phone calls, emails, anything that anybody might want to ask about.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the time has flown by.
Oh my goodness.
And I hope you'll come
Enjoy
back
it.
and see us again,
we
because this has
appreciate
been fun.
As many times as you'll
Yeah,
have
yes.
us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Consider the door open.
Aw,
We've been talking today to Braylon Dempsey, who is the young adult librarian and the cataloger. We thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And also with Diana Vliss, who is the children's librarian here at the Algoma Library in Algoma, which is right near downtown.
yeah, come
Okay.
see us.
Okay,
That'd be great.
good.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for our show today for Your City, Your County. We thank you so much for being with us, and we hope you enjoy your week, your month, and we'll see you again here sometime soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.